This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The strippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, so welcoming our listeners down in New Orleans, Bayou 95.7, also 98 Rock, California's rock station in Sacramento, and the fine folks at 96.9 The Fox up in Appleton, Wisconsin. Welcome to the program. Random question today. Your guess as good as mine categories, food and drink, and we've also got some men's room rules on the way. Dry and creepy. Great. 844-999-OLA. In the meantime, it is our random question.
Random.
Hello, Thomas. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola!
All right, Thomas. Let's go with this one. What would you say was your all-time favorite toy as a kid?
Ooh, actually, I know that one. I had I believe it was an Evel Knievel motorcycle.
The wind-up kind of one?
Ramp. Yeah,
man.
And then you spun the thing, and you kept spinning it, and the faster you spin it, it went.
That's my go-to, bro. Absolutely every time. That Evel Knievel doll was the S.
Did you have the chopper?
Yeah, the motorcycle one. No, it wasn't the chopper one. It was the motorcycle one.
Because the chopper one seemed to be able to get a little bit more wheelie action because the front was a little bit lighter. Do you ever notice that with the chopper?
I don't think I ever had the chopper.
I could jump this thing down massive amounts of stairs, and it was perfectly fine. It was the most solid piece of plastic you've ever seen in your life.
Not only did they have
it was probably toxic, full of arsenic, but I agree. But it didn't matter what you did to this thing. It lived on.
Car did the same thing. It came apart in three pieces. It had a white shell,
the rocket thing he did?
And a red. No, it was an actual car. So the car would crash and smash into pieces, and you could put it back together.
Okay, I see.
I had one of those as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You know what? Because that's truly how Evel Knievel did most of his stunts. Let me ask you this.
That was his DUI stunt.
If you're old enough that you remember Evel Knievel and he mattered to you at all, he would always have these late night specials. He's going to jump this, that, or the other. Did you ever see him successfully jump anything?
No.
I never once saw, not one
Other
time.
than buses, no. I saw him successfully jump buses.
Yeah, but never his big trick. He would do that leading up to the big finale.
And you would see a replay of that before he was going to jump whatever it was. You'd see all his successful jumps prior at state fairs.
Because they cut all that together, man. But whatever, not one time.
I remember Caesar's Palace when he didn't make that one.
Yeah. I mean, name it.
Is that the pool of sharks?
No, that was the fountain at Caesar's Palace.
Okay, all right. I saw his son jump the volcano at what is it? What the hell's the name of the hotel I was staying at? It's where Tal is.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later.
I'm not sure. Okay, what was your favorite board game?
Definitely Risk.
Risk, that's a tough one. Okay.
Very long, very intensive, but, strategy always wins in that game.
I think Monopoly was my least favorite as a kid because it just didn't make any sense to me and it took too much time to figure it out.
It went too long.
It took forever.
Oh, I liked Monopoly.
You did like Monopoly.
People got too angry too quick. Man.
I mean, I remember Monopoly.
I didn't like people making shady deals and then maybe shady bankers.
Okay.
Yeah. But you're right. I remember that game taking like a week.
I remember playing a lot of backgammon. I remember Chinese checkers was popular for a minute, and everybody played that.
I only played backgammon and dominoes with older people. Like, if you went to visit your grandparents, like the dominoes came out or backgammon, and you were going to play, you didn't have a choice. And then when you play with kids your own age, like you said, well, I don't really play Risk, but crap like Yahtzee and all the rest of that.
We had an electronic racing game where they first started to bank the tracks for these little cars.
AFX or Tyco?
Right? I believe, I'm not sure which one it was. I just remembered that was one of the cooler things that anybody I know ever got.
We got one of those at Christmas, but they were broken by March.
The worst thing that anyone ever got.
We had the cheap ones where it was like as the cars came around, you had to pull a handle, and then this little thing would pop up and push it.
Yeah.
But if you timed it wrong, it would hit the front of it, and if you timed it
it was Matchbox cars. They were on the track, but they didn't have anything to give them any juice. You had to do it manually.
You had to do it manual.
Right. Mm-hmm. And the worst was bumper pool. Anybody who got a bumper pool table?
I liked bumper pool.
Really? What a terrible game.
But, I mean, you got to keep in mind, I had a buddy that had bumper pool, and he was the only person I knew with a pool table.
Well, that's normally how it was.
That was, you got one, but your pool table sucks.
And then I went through a period where we had a little miniature pool table.
How small? Like 3 foot by... All right, I remember those.
All right, I'll play with that. Yeah, I'm good on that.
It was pretty fun.
Reason we asked what was your favorite toy as a kid. Back in September, National Toy Hall of Fame announced their 12 nominees for this year's class. And they don't really normally put that many in.
Don't they stop at like 4 or 5?
I'm not even sure they have a place. Like, I don't know if you can go to like someplace in Ohio and there this thing sits. But they just announced the 3 toys that got enough votes from their panel of experts, historians, and teachers to make it in. National Toy Hall of Fame class from 2017 out of Matchbox Cars, My Little Pony, Clue, Risk, the Magic 8 Ball, Wiffle Ball, Pez dispensers.
I've done a few Magic 8 Balls in my time.
Fake Food, The Paper Airplane, Transformers, Uno, and Sand. Yes, Sand. Sand is in Sand. What 3 do you believe got in?
Oh, only 3 of those made it in?
Only 3 of all those made it in.
I'm going to guess Sand, just because that would piss me off.
Sand did not make it this year,
all right.
unfortunately. Maybe next year for Sand.
Paper Airplane.
Classic
Paper
Sand.
Airplane made it in. That's exactly correct. That's one of the 3.
Wiffle ball.
Wiffle Ball made it in as well. And one board game between Risk and Clue.
Clue.
It was Clue.
Yeah,
so
more
Clue,
people play it.
Wiffle Ball and the Paper Airplane went in. There have been 62 other toys voted in since the hall was founded in 1998. Last year's picks, Dungeons & Dragons, Fisher-Price, Little People, and The Swing.
It took them that long to put the Fisher-Price kids and the Swing in there?
You got to keep in mind, man,
come
Matchbox
on.
Cars have not made it in yet. The Magic 8 Ball has not made it in. There's all kinds of things that haven't made it in. So
Dude, actually, the Toy Museum is part of another museum in Rochester, New York.
get out of
yeah?
here.
Yeah.
What's the
then
other
let's
part?
go.
Come on, WCMF, give us some goddamn
Come on,
passes.
Duffy.
What the hell's
Duffy.
going on, man? I want to go to the Toy Hall of Fame.
I like it. It's called the Strong National Museum of Play.
If you're strong like bull. Hello, Alicia. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Hello, Alicia.
Hello.
Let's go with this one, Alicia. Who was the last person that you would call in case of an emergency? Who's the last person that you know?
Like the person you know to be like, I ain't helping.
I don't know. All my family and friends are pretty darn helpful.
Yeah, but like in the court, like, I'll put it this way, man. There's a lot of people I say I hate. I don't hate them. I dislike them. But if they dropped almost dead in front of me and I could help, I would help. But one guy comes to mind where honestly I'd have to debate it.
Here's the thing, Alicia. Like, you might have like a plate of food. You might need one person of your 5 friends to take it to the table. There's going to be one person there that you don't trust to walk with it. It's not that they don't mean well and they're not trying to help out and trying to be, helpful. It's just the fact that maybe they're not the right person to carry that tray of cheese and meats.
Probably my friend Emily. She just bugs me. She doesn't mean to bug me. She's just who she is.
But how does she bug you? I mean, she's your friend, but how does she bug you?
Well, she has Asperger's.
Okay.
So she doesn't know when to stop talking. She gets into inappropriate topics.
What kind of inappropriate topics does she touch on?
Very open about her sex life in front of me. And it's very awkward.
Okay.
Does she have a better sex life than you? I would think that some level.
Yes, she does.
Yeah, that's
Does
why
that
it bothered me too.
Hey, does that bother you, to your friend
I'd
that
be
annoys you?
pissed.
And what kind of escapades does she go on?
I think she's only ever had sex with one guy, and it's just been.
Oh, I've only had sex with one guy.
Yeah, it was whatever.
She keeps talking about sex with the one
Water under the
dude.
bridge.
Yeah, that's nothing. Don't worry about it. You could do that.
You know how happy that guy is, though? Because, see, that guy realizes that she doesn't know any better than him.
Alicia, is it tough for you to get a date, or you just choose not to go out with anybody?
I'm just. What's the term? I'm oblivious to flirting.
You're oblivious to so you can't pick up on social cues.
Yeah.
You
All right.
need to meet someone like Miles. He will tell you directly what he's thinking.
Here's what I'm going to do to you.
Right? Why bother with flirting?
You got maple syrup.
We're about to get down.
Yeah.
Trust me.
You bring the flapjacks.
If you have trouble with flirting, Miles is your guy.
That's right. I'll cut to the quick for you real quick. I don't want to, who wants to waste time? You know what I'm saying?
No, I got you. I've
reason
seen you in action. I'm like, my God, he just said that.
Who was the last Come on, man. Give me a break.
You were like the original slide into DMs before it was a thing.
Yeah, sure.
Just in person.
Right. There's no sliding. Who's the last person you would call in case of an emergency? Women who are having a heart attack are less likely to get bystander CPR and more likely to die, according to a new study. Any guesses why people don't want to give a woman CPR?
I can guess. Wait, are these women you know? Is it
No.
No, that's
never.
the problem. Nobody knows them, so they don't want to give them CPR.
Because you don't know her. You're not putting your mouth
on your lips.
on another woman.
Put your hands on her breast.
That's exactly
And
right.
ladies, if that's the case, you need CPR, I'm your guy.
A new study looked at 20,000 cases of cardiac arrest, found that 39% of women who had heart attacks in a public place received CPR compared to 45% of men. Possibly as a result, men are 23% likely more to survive. So the good news is, guys, if we're out and we have a heart attack, we're going to be all right.
If I have a heart attack, I'm luckier than you.
Yeah, but that was it. Researchers don't know exactly why, but they speculate it's based on one thing. There's no difference in CPR rates for women who had cardiac arrest. Blah, 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 at home, because if you're at home, you know this person. But yes, it's possible the rescues worry about a woman's breasts or moving a woman's clothing, according to a study at the University of Pennsylvania. However, they please say this is not a time to be squeamish. It is life and death. You don't have to worry about getting sued or anything like that. If the situation goes down, you got to jump into action. Save a person's life.
I agree. Save the person's life, but don't think that you might not be sued.
Have you ever
we've allowed that to be the thing, man. I understand people saying, Have
you ever seen someone have to give someone else CPR?
Yes.
No.
Oh, boy, is it. I mean, it is. I've taken CPR classes.
Yeah, I don't want to.
It is nothing like the class. I mean, it is absolutely.
No. Yeah, it's real.
It is unbelievable. Like, you're like, oh, God, what can I do?
Well, what happened?
Well, basically, they just kept giving CPR until the ambulance arrived.
Why did they need CPR?
I don't know. They collapsed. They collapsed in a restaurant. I was in a restaurant, and there was a private room, but it wasn't a private room. So there was a room to the side, and it kind of had French doors, but there were no doors. Maybe they were tucked in, so you could kind of see what was going on. It was a big table. Obviously, they were celebrating something, and all I see is just a bunch of people at the side of the table. I see get up. And then they rush to the back behind a wall where I can't see, and somebody in the party collapsed, like an older guy collapsed. And so servers rush over, there's other people rushing over, the manager rushes over, a couple people are standing up. They ask in the general vicinity if there's a doctor. There's no doctors in this place, even though that was a private party. Knowing where I was at the time, I know why there was no doctors in the house. It's kind of a chain, kind of a, you know what I mean? It was like, this was in Hagerstown. I'm going to tell you that. I don't tell you
there are no doctors.
But you would know it if I told you.
There are no doctors.
And then this one woman said, I used to be a nurse, and she got up, and man, she had to be like, 75 years old. The Cheetos go in there and help, and then the next thing you know, like the ambulance shows up and they're wheeling his ass out. But they were giving him chest compressions the entire time.
I didn't know you were talking about Hagerstown, Maryland. Why even? Or is there a doctor now? No,
exactly. He just choked on fat.
There he is.
He's got a fat globule stuck in his throat.
That's the doctor.
Don't get the T-bone. Random question, 844-999-OLA. More of your calls on the way. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
We return to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up, your guess is as good as mine. Our categories today, food and drinks. Your guess is as good as mine on the way after emails from the Men's Room at mensroomlive.com. In the meantime, it is our random question.
Hello, Matthew. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola. Matthew, how are you, man?
Oh, I just lost power.
You lost your power.
We lost power.
Oh, my God. I hope
Take the power back.
Yeah, exactly.
Needing for candles and lanterns.
Well, that's cool. I thought you were a superhero. I was like, that's what it really is.
Not my superpower.
Okay. All right, let's go with this one.
How much charge you got left on his phone?
Yeah, good question, huh?
Okay. All right, let's go with this one.
As much as hopefully more than the computer didn't have anything on the battery. That bummed me out.
Maybe you'll get on TV now. Have you or anyone you know have ever been on TV? And you have been. And why were you on TV?
I was on the Sarah Palin show.
You're on the Sarah. How were you on her show? In what capacity?
She did Sarah Palin's Alaska.
All right.
Oh,
like 6 episodes, and I was on one of the episodes.
What were you? How would I know you on the episode? What were you doing? Why were you there?
I was on the logging episode, and I was the one that drove her around in the boat.
Was she a nice person?
She was all right. Her husband was a D-head.
All right. What was wrong? Is it Todd? What was wrong with Todd?
She wasn't all right. She's very conceited as well, actually, and just talk about just. Tree stupid. Just as dumb as a tree.
What about so what was wrong?
Hadn't heard that before.
But back to Todd. Why was Todd being so not nice? Did he not want to be a part of the show?
Oh, he's just as arrogant as she is.
Isn't he more or less just riding her coattails, though? I mean, as far as what I know about him, like she was governor, she gets tapped to be VP, they don't win the election, she does whatever it is she does. I don't care about him one way or another, but the only thing I know about her husband is that he's married to her.
Yeah, well, he comes from a fishing family. He comes from a little bit of money himself.
Okay.
Worked on the North Slope himself, but for all that, he's still kind of just kind of a dar-dar.
All right, let me ask you a question, because we've seen this movie before. You spend all day with the TV crew, and they're around you, or however long it is. How did you get a line in the show? I mean, did they show you just in the background, or what?
Oh, no, I was at a good, at actual filming, 35, 40 minutes, maybe an hour, and by the time it was all chopped up and butchered, I got 5 to 7 minutes on the hour program.
That's not bad, man.
Did you come across, did they put you in a good light? Because sometimes in reality TV, they make you be the jerk, like the nasty boat rider,
Neither nor. My ex-wife accused me of being under the influence.
Were you under the influence?
I was under the influence.
You were under the influence.
Yeah, well, they didn't tell me she was going to get on my boat. And I had been out there. It was nice sunny day, and he's a former boss.
Wait. How do they explain this to you if you don't know that Sarah frickin' Palin is going to be on your boat?
They called me in on the radio and said she wants to be on your boat, not the other boat. So they had to get me all mic'd up and all that out of the blue. And
why did she pick you?
Papers out of the blue.
Do you have any idea why she picked you? I mean, you're out there boozing it up, and it's like, crap, I got to haul Sarah Palin around.
I do, because the other guy was Mexican, and she didn't like his accent and didn't want him on television with her and all that. And
oh, really?
For real.
So I'd rather take the drunk white guy.
Boy, so my background looked better for TV.
I see. You look more like Alaska.
Well, I guess.
No, trust me. We know how we know. Drunk white guy looks better than a Mexican guy driving a boat.
No drinking.
Oh, you were just smoked up.
Yeah, I had a couple big fatties out on the log raft.
All right, okay.
So you're just stoned.
You're stoned.
Give me the stone white dude, not the sober Mexican guy.
And how long of a boat ride did you have to take her on?
Well, what it was is I was on a working boat. You make rafts out of log bundles. It's called a boom boat. It's like a bumper boat. You get to run into big logs at full speed, big bundles of logs, and push them around.
Okay.
And you build big rafts out of these. So they were out there on the working boat. And I actually was trying to get work done. I never wanted to be on TV. So
that's why you're the perfect guy for it.
Yeah, it was a pain in my butt. And I came across a little bit irritated while she was on the boat, too.
Now, I got to ask, Matthew, because you're in Alaska, and I'm sure that if you're in that area, you're watching this show, because a lot of things are going to be familiar to you, from the people to the locations to everything else. Now, did people recognize you from the episode after that?
Yeah, a lot of family. A lot of family and friends, and I got the Facebook email stuff. And
how many
people taped it for me and made fun of me for it?
How many other people, other than your ex-wife, knew that you were stoned?
30-40% of my friends.
Okay.
I guess it was pretty obvious. But we were working because they were doing all the filming, so I was just out there just gathering hours.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, I had to be part of the program, and I'm like, I wasn't prepared for this. I didn't study or nothing for it. And
you didn't have to study. You did perfectly fine, I'm sure. You know what
it's Sarah Palin. There's not a lot of studying.
Just don't have a Mexican on the boat.
I actually wanted to wear a God Hates a Quitter T-shirt that day, but my boss threatened me.
God Hates a Quitter.
Recently quit as our governor.
Oh, that's right.
God hates quitters.
Yeah.
The reason we asked you the right question for sure on that one.
That's fantastic.
Every once in a while we get lucky. The reason we asked if you or anyone you know had ever been on TV. When a TV reporter got assigned to do a thrilling and hard-hitting story about some random intersection in Atlanta with a lot of traffic, he probably didn't know what he was getting into. A reporter from the CBS affiliate in Atlanta, also a lovely lady named Ashley Thompson, was out near the intersection in Lawrenceville, Georgia last week looking for people to interview about all the traffic that had been at that intersection.
Just look, I'm not a news programmer, and if you are a news programmer and you're listening, what do you think you're going to hear from people if you send, like, let's ask people about a notoriously busy intersection. They're going to tell you what people already know. It sucks. It sucks.
It's busy.
They're live, and one of those people
That's so
walk by,
stupid.
and they're at the intersection. You have a pedestrian walking by, and a 24-year-old guy named Eric Rivers walks past the camera, and she said, "Hey, do you want to talk about this intersection?" He says, "Sure, why not?" Right? So he gave an interview on camera. Here's what Ashley did not know: Eric had just come from walking from robbing a bank, and then after the interview, he went and robbed another one. The staff at the first bank saw him go toward the CBS News van, and they told the cops. They reviewed the interviews that Ashley did, and they spotted Eric right there in the footage. And then they tracked him down and arrested him. Keep in mind, he robbed another bank after that. So he had robbed.
So that was like a pit stop. What's to do with television?
He robbed a bank, did a TV interview, then went and robbed another bank, and then went home.
I did not realize that he robbed another bank. But one interesting thing about that, when they approached him to interview him, he said, "Yeah, I'll go on TV," but he asked if he could take his do-rag off first.
Well, of course. You want to look
because he knew he'd just come from the bank.
Oh, God.
With the do-rag on. Seriously. He's like, "Hey, man, can I take this off?" They said, "Sure." Then they rolled the camera.
Why? Because this will identify me from 2003.
Random.
Hello, Diane. Welcome to the men's room.
Random.
Hello. Hola.
Diane, hello.
Hola.
Hello, Diane.
Hey, how are y'all?
We're doing well, and you?
Fabulous.
Okay, Diane, I'm going to ask you an adult question here. Hopefully you can answer this one. All right?
I hope so.
How many sexual partners would you guess you've had in your lifetime?
Oh, can I plead the fifth?
Can you plead the fifth?
Atta girl.
Who's listening that would be upset?
Oh, I have one ex that lives in Washington still, so
You have what now?
one ex that still lives in Washington.
Okay. All right. I'll see. So you lied to him is what you're saying?
Oh,
Maybe.
I didn't say anything.
Okay. Yeah, no, you took the fifth. I got him.
We literally were just having this conversation like an hour and a half ago.
What about how many sexual partners?
We were just We were just talking about like some people want to know that stuff, some people don't. I was like, I don't want to know.
No,
I don't need to know.
Well, it doesn't bother me. I mean, look.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
Before you met me, you had your own life. We met when we met. I'm not,
I hear you.
I don't care.
I still don't want to know.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't
Well,
matter.
put it this way. Do I want to know? Like, if they're like 3, like, cool. All right, it'd be like the range game on Price is Right.
Okay.
Why?
All right.
Why is he still hiking up the mountain?
All right, Diane, let me ask you this question.
Why is he still climbing the mountain?
What do you believe that men really want from sex?
Okay.
All right, Diane. Okay. All right.
You got it.
I was thinking thinking something else.
She ain't wrong.
No, she
not.
is 100%
she's not
correct.
wrong.
She has nailed it on the head.
She really did. What do you think?
That is awesome. Man.
Oh,
She's just
yeah.
straight to the point.
Well, the reason we asked how many sexual partners
She's
you
even
have.
him and haw.
A former prostitute who has slept with how many men? She's a former prostitute. How many men has she slept with in her
2,000.
lifetime?
Let me see her.
Higher. Pretty attractive, too. Oh. Not bad. Not bad. for
What do
a
you?
prostitute.
I mean, that's
Not
gonna be
bad.
thousands,
Yeah.
more than 2. Let's say
6,000.
5.
10,000.
Damn.
Her name is Gwyneth Montenegro. Gwyneth Montenegro.
I'd have the Negro, mama.
She's a former prostitute who slept with over 10,000 men, and she answers the golden question that many women ask her all the time, because she's now a sex advice columnist and all this stuff.
All right.
What do men really want from sex? Now, she's 39 years old. She's from Australia. She spent 12 years in the industry and has written a book and revealing some of the surprising things that men like to pay for, just to give you an idea
All
of
right.
what they're into. And in her book on being financially successful in the sex industry, she said, most gentlemen, believe it or not, don't go for the kinky end of the deal. Most men, basically,
No.
just want some time to have a
They want
good
attention.
time.
Have sex.
Yes, exactly. The most important thing to her clients was, quote, a feeling of being needed and wanted. Wanted badly by a horny woman. It is their ultimate fantasy. She said that's it. It's basically that. Look, you can put on a bunch of crap. You can wear a bunch of things. She said, don't try and keep up with or outdo anybody else. You only want to work within your boundaries. There are regular everyday men who just want to have a good time. They just want to have fun. But the most important thing is they want to know that you are having fun too. So basically what she says is like, look, it doesn't matter what the deal is. As long as you act like you're having a good time, then that's basically what men would like.
You know what? I agree with both her and Diane.
All right, so
I think if you know what I mean, it's you put them together, you're like, yeah, perfect.
well, right. So like with Diane, right? Like when I went to the bunny ranch, like I asked some of the girls, they were like, "Oh man, it's fun hanging out with you," and they were like, some of the parties, as they call them, are very boring. And I was like, "Well, why?" And she was like, "Because a lot of married people come here and they only want the one thing."
Right.
So it's like, they were like, "This is kind of fun. We're actually going to have sex." Like, yeah. Like, why wouldn't you?
Sure.
Did you explain that's part of the reason I'm having fun?
Right.
I mean, like, it explains
But I
itself.
think for some people, you have, if there's just one specific thing you don't get, then you're going to go there with that mission just to
How
get
have
that.
you
Right,
validated in your head that if you show up at the Moonlight Bunny Ranch and you get that and don't go all the way, that somehow you don't feel as bad pulling out of that parking lot as if you cheated? You know what? Like, hands off, man. I didn't touch anything. I just laid back. That's not cheating. I didn't even enjoy myself. You know, I mean, like, come on, dude. If you're married and you walk in there with any money in your pocket, haven't you already kind of admitted that?
You're right, but I'm telling you, from what they told me, it's more of just some of these men haven't had one of those in years. So it's like,
I
Do
see
we
what
have
you're
Diane's
saying.
number?
right? So they're just like, if I'm going there, that's all I want.
All right, okay.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, it's like, I don't know. Just stop by McDonald's and asking for like a nugget. Man, look, I've always wanted 7. You guys always give me 6. Or I just want a nugget. Like, if I'm at McDonald's, man, you might as well get the full
Let me ask
meal.
you a question.
Look, man, I want 10 nuggets, a cheeseburger,
Right,
and some
that's what I
fries.
mean.
Now, if I had
I want a
somebody,
refill of my Coke.
if I had somebody who wanted to be with me, and I would never lay down these demands, right? Exactly. But if she said, "Hey, look, I have one condition that we get together, and I'm a very sexually motivated person."
Put a bag over your ugly face.
Yeah, that would be number one. And then at least 4 times a week, I want some humana meow meow.
Sure.
You know, like I'm going to do that for you. Like with
Game on.
I'd be like, no problem.
Where's the easy button?
Yes, exactly. This is going to be an easy relationship for me to be in. I've got no problem with that. Maybe even 5, sometimes 6. I'm not sure right now. As long as I don't have chapped lips. You know what I mean? Because then it becomes annoying. But other than that, I'm in. Like, that wouldn't be a big deal.
You supply me with lip balm.
I'm just checking mine. Like, I feel like mine are chapped.
Yes, exactly.
So I'm out.
All right.
Or maybe, I don't know, treat it like paychecks. At least like the 1st and 15th.
Random.
It wouldn't be like
You would love that song First of the Month so much more.
I would never think of it as an obligation on my end.
No.
For me, it'd be like, hell yeah.
Sure, man, I'm down.
Golly. I'm down.
Hello, Emmett. Welcome to the men's room. Hello, Emmett.
Hello?
Hey, Emmett. Welcome
Emmett.
to the men's
Hey,
room.
hola, bitches.
Hola.
Let's go with this one here. Hey, man, what did you get caught with? What was in your possession that you had that you weren't supposed to have?
What did I get caught with?
Yeah, what did you have? Could it be another person?
I have a good story about this. Like, kindergarten, very first day, I got caught with a knife at school, and
knife?
I almost got expelled.
Why did you have a knife at school?
Because I wanted to be cool.
Okay.
It was my first day in school. I wanted to make friends.
Well,
That makes sense.
as I've become an adult, I realize knives, quickest way to make friends.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. Just whip it out at the bar. Hey, what's your name? John, check it out. Here I go.
So did you
I said, like, John, we're going to be friends.
did you pull it out and show kids, or did one of the teachers find it on you?
No, I pulled it out and showed a couple of kids, and then one of those kids told the teacher, and then the teacher went and told the principal.
And they were going to expel you.
Yes, the principal wanted to expel me. My teacher, granted, only known me for a couple of hours. She was trying to fight, saying, don't expel him. He doesn't know any better.
Right, he's in kinder frickin' garden.
Yeah.
Who gave you the knife? Do you remember?
It was my dad's knife. I had stolen it from him a while before that.
I do remember being in about that age range, 5, 6 years old, and it was always the grandparent. The grandparent was the one who gave me my knife all the time, and he was just like, here, take this knife. And, like, you realize you're giving a 5-year-old, 6-year-old kid, like, a weapon.
But, man, yeah.
You can
but we
whittle a
all
stick with
did.
it.
Yeah, but
I
that's
know.
the stuff we do.
Right, but
just the mentality. See, remember, we used to go to the back of a comic book, and it's like when Rambo came out. And trust me, this knife was not sharp, but it was a knife. and one side was serrated. You remember that, right?
Sure.
Your buddy would send off, right, like 4 to 6 weeks. It shows up, and he brought it to school to show us. I mean, it's this big 6-inch knife. He pulled it out. Of course, if you're a boy, you are absolutely enthralled with this thing. So we gather on his desk. We look at it. The teacher walks in. Andy, what have you got? Andy shows it. The teacher's like, come on, man, just put it away.
Dude.
Or show him at recess. And I mean, and that was the mentality.
No disrespect, but man, I get nervous when my daughter's cutting carrots. Like, I don't care what the hell you're doing with a knife. Like, when I'm walking in, like, don't do it that way. God damn.
Now, is it us being paranoid, or did our parents not care? Because I look at my kids, and you're right, there's certain things like, oh my God, I would never.
Would you give your daughter a knife?
I almost cut. Not unless I wanted her to hurt herself.
That's what I'm saying.
If I wanted her.
Your daughter's like 10 years younger than your daughter.
A trip to the
No,
ER.
but the thing is,
this is the age of
my
he's
daughter
5 years
turned
old.
7, right? Mm-hmm. She's 7. I'm pretty sure
get her a
at
knife.
7, yeah, my parents would be like, it's just
he's
a
got a knife.
switchblade with his friends.
Yeah, and he's got a
It wasn't
BB
thought.
gun.
All that stuff, man.
Shoot his friends. on the highway.
Gunpowder, firecrackers.
Reason we asked, what did you get caught with? A Colorado man was in court for felony drug charge. He got in more trouble when drugs fell out of his hat during the hearing. Juan Jose Vidrio Brebresca was in court standing next to 2 defendants. He picked up his hat a little bit to kind of adjust it, and that's when a big wad of cocaine in a baggie fell out of his hat, and he was charged with narcotics possession and bond violation. He was born in Mexico and is reportedly in the country illegally, so it's not looking good for him on that deal. Random question, 844-999. Ola, more your calls on the way. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Hola, bitches. You're listening to the Men's Room.
Coming up, we will drink and toast. Shot of the day is on the way, along with the return of Your Guess is as Good as Mine. The categories will be food and drinks. Your Guess is as good as mine coming up
Random,
right after the
random,
emails. In the
random,
meantime,
random,
it is our random question.
Random,
Hello, Mallory. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
How are you, Mallory?
I'm well. How are you?
We're doing good. All right, we're going to ask you this one because it seems to be popping up in the news a lot lately. Unexpectedly more for women than men, but who did you see naked? Now, obviously, you're going to see a lot of people naked because you want to see them naked, but this would be somebody that you saw naked that you did not want to see naked, nor were you ready to see naked.
Oh, man. One of my friend's dads used to work in a university, and I accidentally walked into the men's locker room one day after being really tired. Just full frontal nudity.
You saw your friend's dad naked?
Yep, he was a professor at the university I went to. I went to his daughter's house for dinner 2 weeks later, and there wasn't much eye contact.
Yeah, I bet that was that probably was not a good sight.
What was he? Was he changing clothes? Did he step out of the shower? Was he punching the clown? I mean, what was the situation?
Well, I think he was just taking a whiz, and the way you could walk in the guy's bathroom 2 ways because it was into a gym. So you could either go in the way through the bathroom, and I guess he just decided, hey, I'm already naked, I'm going to do this now. And that's the way I went to walk in, like, out of the basketball court.
Oh, so he was using the bathroom butt naked.
Yep, just walked out of the shower, did his thing, and yeah.
I'm not butt naked. Walk over to the urinal guy in the locker room to use the bathroom.
Generally not, but if it's like that case, and I think the gym's pretty much empty, I do. Or the locker room.
And the only reason is because I don't want my bare feet to be at the bottom of the urinal.
I'm right there
in
with
the
you.
bathroom.
Hey, did you guys make eye contact when you walked in on him?
Oh, yeah, it was like a train wreck. I was just like, oh, no, I know you.
And what did your friend say about this?
Oh, I never told her.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
You think she'd have been upset?
I don't think she would have been upset. She was pretty cool, but I mean, there's no reason to have that conversation. If you don't need to.
Was at least your dad a pretty good guy?
Yeah, he's a really nice guy, very quiet. So
yeah, I figured so.
Very well hung.
Yeah, exactly. Now you know what gravity can do. The reason we asked, who did you see naked? Authorities say a naked Florida man burst into a woman's home, ran around inside, and then tried on some of her clothes before he was arrested. The Daytona Beach News. Oh, yeah. Reports a 40-year-old Joseph Vaglica.
Wait, she's home. This dude runs in naked, starts trying on her clothes.
Is charged with burglary and assault and is jailed on $25,000 bail. Police say the man entered the woman's home through the garage door and then ran through the kitchen acting irrationally. The woman ran to her stepson's house next door and called 911. Investigators say the man went into the bedroom and tried on women's clothes, then ran back outside toward the stepson's home. He was rolling in the yard when police arrived. He has numerous previous arrest warrants. He was arrested once again.
What drugs? What drugs do you think that is? See, I've never done drugs where that kind of thing happens, you know?
I don't know. I can't keep up with the
latest. In Florida, because Florida...
Could be a combination.
You think?
Well, PCP is normally the one we've always heard about with nudity and running
around. But he was putting clothes on, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, PCP, they want to get the clothes off.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I think it's bath salts, any one of those things, man.
Maybe something run-of-the-mill regular drugs we've heard of, and then maybe just throw in a bunch of booze on top?
Maybe, man.
I don't know. It's got to be something, right?
I mean, look, I'm just going to say, we've all done a lot of drugs, we've all done a lot of booze, and we've all done a lot of drugs and booze together. And we've done some dumb stuff, but nothing like that.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Nothing, not one time has anything like that happened.
No.
I've kidnapped someone, but that was just alcohol.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
That right there, that's crazy.
That's
like crazy. No, mine is mean and a little crazy. That's just 100% crazy, but not particularly mean. He didn't seem mean-spirited. Just seemed misguided, Ted. Just saying. Hello, John. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola!
Hola!
All right, John. We got a random question for you. We're going to have you hold the line here for a second while we allow our stations to identify themselves. Do I ask him this question about this? That's brutal.
Yeah. Well.
All right. More of the random question coming up. 844-999-HOLA.
Hola! The shenanigans continue on the Men's Room Radio Network.